What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match preview for Real Betis versus Barcelona in La Liga. Big game here for the blaugrana side to hopefully continue their confidence and momentum from the Mallorca game, as well as Madrid dropping points midweek as well. We are coming near the end of the year, and of course the goal for Barcelona is to remain top of the league going into the Christmas break. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. Also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 4:15 p.m. local time. So we do have the early kickoff again in La Liga this weekend, and this match will be taking place at the Benito Villamarín, which of course is the home of Betis and one of the most iconic and biggest stadiums in La Liga as well. And the referee for this match has also been confirmed. On the pitch it will be Alejandro Muñez Ruiz, and on the VAR it will be Pizarro Gomez. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table, where Barcelona are currently sat top of La Liga on 37 points. After playing 16 matches, we have 12 wins, 1 draw, and 3 losses. You look at our last 5 games in the league, quite a poor record: 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. So again, the form has been on our side in the past 5 games. We just won our last game. Hopefully we can pick up some sort of momentum going in that direction. And second place, Real Madrid are currently sat on 33 points. So Barcelona do have a 4-point advantage, but they have played 15 games, 10 wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses. Their last game, of course, in the league was against 4th place Athletic Club, where they did lose 2-1 as I predicted. Now, Real Madrid's game in hand against Valencia, of course, that was suspended due to the floods in Valencia, has now been rescheduled for the first week of January. So we're going to be having that game in hand being played quicker than I expected, but again, it won't be an issue that we have to worry about. But hopefully by then Barcelona can have a stronger lead than 1 point, of course, if Madrid do win that game. Mestalla, first game after the Christmas break, is not going to be easy for Real Madrid. Not only is it a big game against a very big La Liga team and a big La Liga stadium as well, Valencia over the past year or so do hate Madrid, so they're going to have that extra fight in them for sure, and also for the reasons behind why the game was suspended initially. But Atletico Madrid creeping in there, man. We only have a 5-point difference ahead of them, and they are currently sat on 32 points, also with 15 games played as well. They didn't play a game midweek because they had Copa del Rey action. They have 9 wins, 5 draws, and 1 loss. Only 1 loss for them this season, to be fair. They just drew a lot of games, but yeah, they're still well in it for sure. Only 5 points away from us if you take their game in hand. Only 2 points away from us. So 2 points separating first and third, technically speaking, but of course, points on the board are what matters, and Barca do have right now a 4-point advantage. Now, if you take a look at the top teams and who they'll be facing this weekend, a difficult away trip for Madrid to Catalonia to face Girona, and Atletico Madrid will be hosting Sevilla at the Metropolitano Stadium. I expect that to be 3 easy points there for Atletico. It could be difficult if Sevilla get that early goal, but Madrid away to Girona, they play actually a few hours after us tomorrow as well. So we play first, so again, we can put the pressure on them for sure. And I do want to highlight one thing about the Madrid game. Top right, who's the referee for this game? Gil Manzano. We of course had him midweek against Mallorca. He's now refereeing the Madrid game. The last time he refereed a Madrid game was the Valencia game at the Mestalla last season, where he kind of basically robbed them of a 90th minute winner from Jude Bellingham when he blew the full-time whistle. The Madrid media absolutely blew up, and they had a huge petition to never see him referee a Madrid game again. But he's back just before the end of the year, so that's going to have another, storyline to that game. So again, I believe we do have the toughest game on paper between the 3 big teams, of course. But if we win that game first, we put massive pressure on the other two teams who do have not so much of a walk in the park game, so to speak, and to make it more difficult than it already is by adding that pressure. Now, if you take a look at our opponents in Real Betis, where they're currently standing in the league table, they're currently sat right smack in the middle of the league table in 10th place on 20 points after playing 15 matches. They have 5 wins, 5 draws, and 5 losses. But look at their last 5 games in the league. Only 1 win from 5, 2 draws, 2 losses, and winless in their last 4 games. So you guys, as you can tell, mid-table, right in the middle, up and down season for them, but a lot more downwards in recent affairs. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Real Betis. Despite their up and down form this season in the league, they're still a very good team on paper, filled with experience and talent, young, veteran, wherever you may be. They have one of the better squads in La Liga outside the top three, and they're a very, very good team, very good manager as well, and should not be taken lightly whatsoever. Now, the last time we faced them was, of course, last season, and it was at the Benito Villamarín, where Barcelona did win 4-2. Now, keep in mind, this 4-2 came at a very, very difficult time. Of course, great win for Barcelona, but circumstances had to be, entail. We were 2-0 up. We conceded 2 goals in about 3 minutes with the Isco brace, and then we pulled it back with a 90th minute winner from Joao Felix. Then Ferran Torres got that consolation goal for his hat-trick, which of course is crazy. Now, the home game last season was that 5-0 win, one of the few good performances last season, but that was kind of the third game of the season, something like that. But anyways, a lot for this match is on the screen on the right-hand side there. A lot of still common names we can see in this game. This is, of course, Cubarsi's first official start for Barcelona as well. Basically, the whole entire team, apart from Araujo, who is injured, and Kounde, who's no longer here, is basically the same. We could see Frankie de Jong start tomorrow. You could see Ferran Torres start tomorrow as well. So a team that knows how to win at the Villamarín, of course, will be an added bonus. Now, if you take a look at Betis' last 6 matches in all competition, in their last match, they did win their second round Copa del Rey game. By the way, they did play on Wednesday in the middle of the week, where we played on Tuesday, so we have that extra 24-hour rest. But of course, we have to travel to the Villamarín, so take it as you will. Of course, in the Copa del Rey, there is going to be a bit of rotation, but they didn't actually rotate that much. They still went fairly strong. They lost to Sociedad 2-0. They won. They lost a Conference League game 2-1. They lost to Valencia 4-2. They drew with Celta Vigo 2-2, and they won another Conference League game 2-1. But let's take a look at their last 3 league games in all competition, because of course that's how you really judge a team. First up is that 2-2 draw against Celta Vigo. Now you have, of course, Victor Roque scoring in this game. I believe Betis were up 1-0. Celta Vigo pulled it back 2 goals to bring it to 2-1. They actually scored, I think, very late on in the second half. They took a 94th minute Marc Bartra header from a Jaime corner to salvage a draw for Betis. And this is the issue with them this season. They usually do, get a lead quite early, but they seem to fail to hold on to it. You can see the lineup on the right hand side as well. It's more so of a 4-2-3-1 than it is a 4-4-1-1, but a lucky draw, you could say, in this match for Betis, as they were struggling a lot, especially in that second half. They couldn't really cope with the Celta Vigo pressure. Next game is their 4-2 win, or 4-2 loss, should I say, against Valencia. Now, I will say this is Valencia's first game at the Mestalla after the floods, so momentum and everything's going to be on their side. The fans are going to be up for it. They kind of have to do it for the city. So the storyline was a huge effect in this game. I believe Valencia went 1-0 up. I'm just looking at the timestamps here for the goals, because I remember Valencia's going 1-0 up. I remember them bringing it back to 1-1 Betis. Then I think Valencia went like 4-1 up, and then they pulled one back, a consolation 4-2. I watched the first half of this game. It was quite even. Betis had a few chances. I think Abdi they do miss about 3 or 4 kill-cut chances, and we all know about Abdi, great dribbler, but his finishing is absolutely woeful. Again, more so the 4-2-3-1 formation on the right-hand side of the screen, and similar personnel as well. But in the end, I think the storyline really helped Valencia, because Betis are a better team, but still conceding 4 goals, you cannot take that away from Valencia. And their final match in the league campaign was a 2-0 loss to Sociedad at, of course, the Anoeta, which is no easy place to go. I did watch this game. The Oyarzabal goal was a penalty, and the Llorente own goal was very, very unlucky. I believe a cross came in from Take Kubo, and it hits off Llorente's leg as he goes for a tackle, and it goes in. Very unlucky own goal, then the penalty. But Betis were in the game still, and especially in the second half. Victor Roque missed a few chances, and then once they hit the 80th minute, Betis kind of slowed down a bit. So if they were a bit more clinical in that second half, especially in that first 20-25 minutes, could definitely got back in the game. I don't think Sociedad really dominated the game per se. I think Betis were wouldn't say the better side, of course, as they lost, but they had a very, very good performance, I would say. But in the end, wasn't enough to collect any points. So overall, final thoughts on Real Betis. They're, of course, a very good team in La Liga. They're very well managed by their manager, Manuel Pellegrini, a legendary manager, you could say, been successful in a lot of countries. Of course, coached Madrid back in the day. I think he was a coach for 6-2. Or was he the coach, I think, the season after that? Something like that. But anyways, good manager, very experienced, won the Premier League with Man City. He's done pretty well for Betis over the past few years, but now it's kind of like, we're really seeing his talent right now, if he can bring this team back to where they should be, fighting for European spots or not. Players to look out for, they have, again, like I said, fantastic players. I would look out for 2, mainly. First up, Victor Roque, who's of course currently on loan from Barcelona. There's no loan clause in there. He can play. He will play. He mentioned the media yesterday, another, Victor Roque interview 5.0, that he will not celebrate if he scores. I think he will. Bookmark this now. He is celebrating for sure if he scores. Watch out for him, of course. He's going to have to prove a point. And also watch out for Abdi Islazelu. He's a fantastic winger. His finishing is just shite, really. Basically just a lesser version of Ousmane Dembele, essentially. Chimi Avelia, who used to play for Osasuna for the past few years, he's now playing for Betis, tends to always turn up against us. He'll probably be coming off the bench, so I'd watch out for him. No Isco in this game. I believe Lo Celso also has a bit of a knock, so two big midfielders there missing for Betis. Marc Bartra, of course, former Barcelona player, treble winner for Barcelona in defense, and their captain. He's, of course, a great, solid defender. So a lot of former Barcelona players in this team to, of course, go out there, prove a point, and get the storyline going. But again, it's a fantastic team with great talent, balanced team of veterans, experienced quality players as well. The problem is that they just don't turn up a lot of the time. So hopefully they'll have another off day tomorrow as well. But I think if Barcelona play on their form, on their rights, they should be able to win this game, especially with the team's experience already winning in a difficult stadium like this. Let's now discuss some of the injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. We only have one update today, and it is on the injury of Araujo. I do want to mention as well that Christensen and Ansu Fati were training on the pitch today, which of course is fantastic news. Hopefully they'll be back before the new year. That way in the new year we can really use them. But we do have an update on Araujo coming in from Tony Juan Martin from Sport. He's come out saying that the forecast made by the coaching staff is that Ronald Araujo will not be included in the squad that's to face Betis on Saturday, as they want him to accumulate several training sessions with the group before returning. This week's training had less load due to the trip midweek against Mallorca. It's not ruled that Araujo will travel to the squad with the squad to face Dortmund, but without any real options to play because he hasn't been out for several months. So it's just traveling again, like I mentioned in the last news video, for vibes really. He will be certainly facing Leganes on the 15th, though because it is a home game and considerably easier opponent, he could have few minutes in the second half, which will begin his progressive return essentially. So will not be playing in this game, probably the squad list for Dortmund, probably will play against Leganes. Technically right now he is fully fit, 100% ready to go, but again needs to get back that rhythm and sharpness, and have Miguel confirm this as well, saying that Araujo will not be called up for the Betis game. He's expected to wait until at least Dortmund or Leganes at the Monge week. So probably get the green light midweek for sure, the official green light. Once we get the official statement, probably won't play, I would say, until next weekend. But again, having the Uruguayo back, especially before the January big month hits, is absolutely huge. Time now to discuss the press conference reaction of Hansi Flick this morning. Didn't really say much, a very, very short press conference. He, of course, mentioned on Araujo very quickly he will not play against Betis, but he did confirm that he will be in the squad list for Dortmund next week. Whether he plays or not remains to be seen. He's, of course, targeting that return against Leganes. Christensen and Ansu Fati back on the field, doing well. He was asked about the Club World Cup. He didn't really care about it. He was asked about Raphinha being rested. He said, look, Raphinha will only be rested if he cannot play 90 minutes, because he wants all his, even though he might not play the 90 minutes if he plays, he wants all the players 90-minute fit-ish, if he's trying to say that. He did also confirm in that reply that Lewandowski will start tomorrow as well, saying that Betis are a good team. I know Pedri is very experienced. His team likes to carry the ball, be on the ball, and have possession a lot in home games, so we have to look out for that. He's happy that the craft November is over, that we can hopefully go on in the big December. And yeah, the rest of it was just kind of boring politics, I would say. Just being nice about the opponent and being nice about how we stand. But it was very, very simple, nothing really big to report. He talked about Victor Roque as well, saying he felt like Victor Roque was very unhappy at the club when he joined. That's why he kind of approved the loan move, should we say, or exit to Betis. And he hopes that we have the same mentality that we did against Mallorca in this game. And that's pretty much it. Didn't really mention anything else apart from that. That concludes Hansi Flick's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Betis tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start from the manager, of course, Hansi Flick. I'm going to try my best to predict this lineup. I think it's going to be more difficult to predict than the one midweek. We knew midweek he was going full strength for sure to get back some of that momentum. But in this game, will he make rotation? I do believe he will. I think he will go with this lineup on the screen right now. I think he'll go with Iñaki Peña in goal, a back four of Kounde, Cubarsi, Eric Garcia, and Alejandro Balde, a midfield three of Casado, Pedri, and Dani Olmo, and the front three Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, and Ferran Torres. I've kind of put my balls on the table with this prediction. I think he will make two changes, dropping Inigo Martinez and Raphinha. I think he'll bring in Ferran Torres on the left-hand side. I think he'll bring Eric Garcia in the defense. Of course, you could bring Kounde centrally, play Hector Fort out wide. I feel like Hansi Flick doesn't really fancy Hector Fort. I feel like he plays him just because he has to. So I think he will favor that Eric Garcia replacement, even though Eric Garcia has not played center back in quite some time now. That's just how I feel, really. That, of course, Dani Olmo starting in the 10 and Ferran Torres on the left. He could maybe play Gavi in there or Fermin, but I think he will go with Ferran Torres as a natural forward since he now has that at his disposal. That's what I think. I think he'll make 1 or 2 changes. I just don't know where, really. It could be in the 2 places that I predicted. It could just be maybe Ferran for Raphinha. He plays Inigo and the back line. I think it will be a different lineup from Mallorca. I would be shocked if he picked the exact same team. But that's something I think that Hansi Flick will select for this match. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think Hansi Flick will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was a Barcelona coach, and I have made a few changes from my Hansi Flick lineup prediction. I personally would go with this lineup on the screen right now. I would go with Naki Pena in goal, a back four of Hector Fort, Kounde, Inigo Martinez, and Alejandro Balde, and midfield 3 of Casado, Gavi, and Dani Olmo, and the front 3 Lemon Lewandowski, and Raphinha. So I've also made 2 changes, but in different areas. I've rested Cubarsi ahead of Inigo to make up the fact that Cubarsi went out for international duty, so I feel like he has a bit more of a need to rest. I think he's just so important on the ball as well that if he's injured, we're basically screwed. I think with Inigo, of course, if we're injured, I wouldn't say we're screwed, but if he'd be a big miss, but at least Eric Garcia is someone that can come in as an option. So I have gone with Hector Fort at right back as well. I really want to see Hector Fort and Lamine connecting down that left-hand side for at least an hour, or right-hand side for at least an hour as well, see how that is. And my other change is I've dropped Pedri for Gavi. Resting Pedri, of course, not dropping him per se. I just think he's so integral to this team. I think I'd rather have him for at least Dortmund, Leganes, and Atletico Madrid. I think those games are that much important. You could argue play him in this game, then rest him against Dortmund. I wouldn't be upset with that, but I feel like Gavi is a very good replacement. It's not really, it's a step down in terms of vision and quality on the ball, but fight, energy, hunger is still there with Gavi, and he still, of course, has the technical ability as well. I feel like that midfield 3 would be very balanced, and I really want to see Gavi play in the midfield without Pedri as well. Front 3 I kept the same. I wouldn't hopefully play Raphinha for the full game, but I feel like start strong, get the goals, get the momentum, and then take him off. I'd rather play him for an hour, then rest him for half an hour, then rest him for an hour, and then play him for half an hour. That's my mindset. Also to start the game as the captain as well. And that's something that I was like for this match, but of course in the comments down below, let me know if you're going to pick my lineup or Flick's lineup. Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? I do believe Barcelona will win. I have gone with an official score prediction of Barcelona winning this game by 3-1. The only thing that I'm certain of in this game is that 100% we will concede. The defense is kind of, wobbly at the moment, and Naki Pena he's the most inconsistent player I've ever seen in my life, and it's at the Benito Villamarín as well. So I think that Betis are eschewing to score a goal. I just hope that we outscore them. I think we will be the dominant team. I think we will create a lot of chances. Of course, 2 seasons ago, we also won here in the stadium 2-1 as well. Narrow victory. It was 2-0, and they scored like a 80th minute. I think it was an own goal by Jules Kounde. So we've done all right in the stadium over the past few years. We've gotten a lot of wins, but I think that the Mallorca win will be the huge point here. Winning 5-1 emphatically, could have been 8-1, probably should have been 6 or 7-1 as well. Shows that on their day, this team can create danger and cause problems for teams. That's why I feel like Flick will go fairly strong with his team. So I think Barcelona will win this game. I've gone with 3-1. Could be more, but I just hope that the Mallorca victory will bring the confidence into this game as well. Because we, of course, know 9 times out of 10 we play Betis, we will win. But hopefully one of those 9 times will happen instead of the one that doesn't happen. But I'm confident we can win this game. I've gone with the official score prediction of 3-1. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think the scoreline will be. So that was my match preview for Real Betis versus Barcelona in La Liga. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. The main thing I want to firstly, of course, is your score prediction. And secondly, on those lineups. Firstly, would you rather pick my lineup or Flick's lineup? What do you think Flick will go with? What would you go with? You're the manager. Leave me all your thoughts down below. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me. Watch the game with me. Follow straight after the match by my match review. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big game ahead. All 3 points or nothing. Take care and Forza Barca.